Welcome to today's webinar on the mobile enterprise landscape, best practices, guidelines, and approach. Today's webinar will be provided by Ayantek. Ayantek is a Boston-based digital solutions agency providing web, mobile, search, and social media solutions to enterprise clients in the New England area. My name is Barry Clifford. I'm the manager of marketing programs for Ayantek, and our webinar today is going to be given by a great guy, very smart. He's a consultant with our company, James McNamee, and he specializes in mobile solutions. James, take it away.
Great, thanks, Barry. Today, what we'd like to do is, first I'd like to thank everybody for checking out the webcast today. And we'll be sharing some information concerning the mobile landscape for enterprise, best practices to keep in mind, some helpful guidelines, and ultimately provide you with a solid understanding of what's available to you so you can make an informed decision about what approach makes the most sense for your business. So let's take a look at the agenda. We'll start by sharing the enterprise landscape and current themes we've discovered when it comes to mobile solutions. Next, we'll address one of the most popular questions, which is, should I have a mobile website or an app? And list some considerations for each. Then we'll dive into some development approaches and useful information to keep in mind when evaluating whether to build and offer a native app, web app, or a hybrid app. And last but not least, we'll offer you a simple selection guide you can reference to make quick decisions and get a discussion about your mobile strategy started in the right direction. Now, there's no doubt that the popularity and adoption of apps has exploded. But what about using apps for business purposes? What makes sense? And what can you do to benefit your bottom line or efficiency? The good news is that you can do a lot of cool things, but really think about what you're trying to achieve, who you're targeting, and who will support the initiative, as IT organizations are being presented with opportunities and challenges at the same time. A few enterprise themes include businesses looking to enable real-time collaboration. Another is that employees are helping to drive change within their organizations and how businesses engage customers or their field workforce, as they are all wielding a variety of popular mobile devices. Firms are starting to leverage the corporate versions of popular app stores, much like the iTunes App Store, which provide the ability to control the applications employees can access while keeping them from public view. Another trend is that enterprises are building and managing internal app repositories to offer their workforce simple, intuitive apps across all lines of business that are not offered on a third-party application store. With employees using different smartphones to a sales force armed with iPads, 46% of enterprises are supporting more devices than ever before. With that said, the shiny attitude of we need an iPhone app has shifted to we need a mobile strategy. In fact, on the right-hand side here, GE, Genentech, and IBM are some great examples of enterprises that are leveraging mobile. In fact, if we take a look at IBM, they created an internal app store or a private storefront that supports 400 plus apps, and these are all internal and external apps, and it's called Whirlwind. It currently boasts approximately 4,000 downloads per month. This was an initiative that was looked into in 2009 and then rolled out in September of 2010. And it's really cool because it offers some crowdsourcing techniques. So not only are they just putting apps in the store, but they're offering their employees the top-rated, most popular apps that their peers find useful. On top of that, the types of apps that are being issued in this store are software product guides to time reporting, all the way to travel applications. Now, what's very interesting in what supports the app culture that we're currently seeing now is that the employee participation is north of 85%, and this is with little to no marketing of the internal app store itself. So it's really a testament to how many devices are being brought into the workplace. And when you choose a mobile device, the lines between business and home are blurred. So they're arming their workforce with the ability to download apps to their personal device. With the proliferation of mobile devices, developers, IT groups, and marketers may say mobile is fragmented. Consumers will most likely define it as choice. So, to what extent does your firm's IT department currently support the following mobile operating systems? According to Forrester, many enterprises are driven by the sharp increase in employee adoption of smartphones for work purposes, with 49% 49% supporting 2 or more operating systems. They also shared that 60% of firms are providing some level of support for personally owned smartphones that employees bring to the office. This is a clear example of what's being called the consumerization of IT, which is where individuals are driving an IT organization's requirement to support new types of mobile devices. Recent studies have also identified that over 50% of enterprises offer a list of approved devices for employees to choose from, and roughly 45% allow any mobile device to be brought into the workplace. If you're wondering if mobile is a priority for enterprises, the answer is yes. Mobility is dominating enterprise telecom trends. Over 65% of firms surveyed throughout North America and Europe plan to offer mobile solutions in 2011 into 2012. This is actually a 16% increase from 2010 to 2011. Enterprises have an opportunity to develop a mobile strategy beyond pushing content to a mobile website, support employees in the field, provide access to critical business applications, scale decision-making, and make processes more efficient. 35% of enterprises are planning to develop a comprehensive corporate mobile strategy. Just like consumers seek out apps for a single activity of area or interest, enterprises should also offer simple, intuitive apps across lines of business and provide needed information quickly with the tap of a finger. To support mobile efforts, some firms utilize mobility management solutions or task their help desk with development and support responsibilities. Now, mobile allows you to be quick and creative. The solution you need could be an iPad app that your sales workforce can show off in the field to position you as a forward-thinking company, to making processes more efficient in-house with custom-made devices such as scanners for logistics. An interesting study in 2009 by Motorola identified 60% of manufacturers were leveraging mobile in some capacity, and it resulted in an average daily time savings of 42 minutes per employee. This is a small example of how mobile can produce measurable results beyond how many downloads or orders were received through an app. One piece of advice: do not stuff complex systems and content into a mobile experience. Mobile should be useful while you're on the go, providing the ability to complete specific tasks without having to think too much. In summary, more and more IT and technology decision makers highlight the critical priority of providing mobility support. Key corporate mobile initiatives include supporting more smartphones, tablets, and other connected mobile devices for employees, deploying more mobile applications, and establishing mobile policies. One of the most common questions we receive here at Ayantek is, do we need a mobile website or an app? Let's take a look at some of the high-level differences. Users will visit a mobile website through the browser on their device, entering something like m.chocolate.com in Safari, if they're carrying an iPhone, for example. Mobile websites usually have a generic look and feel, have server-side rendering, and will require an internet connection to work. A mobile app is installed and launched from the user's device by simply tapping an app icon, providing an interactive user interface. It is touch optimized and will have client-side rendering and also be available for use offline. Let's take this a step further. A mobile website is available instantly and requires no download or installation of an app. In addition, your mobile web pages are available to search engines and will display in search engine results to help promote organic discovery. This is a single website that will work on all mobile devices and allows you to publish updates once. You do have the ability to make sure your mobile website design or display is in portrait or landscape mode when users twist and turn their devices. One thing to consider with mobile websites is that its performance will depend on the network connection, and although advances in HTML5 are allowing developers to produce mobile websites with the capability to work offline, not all phones support it. The big advantage of an app is that it works offline. If you are considering a mobile app, this will require the user to download or install an app from a third-party application store, like the iTunes App Store or the Android Market. These app stores do require an approval process to publish the app and make it available for end users. Apps are built or designed using a specific code base for single platforms like iOS or Android. This type of development allows the app to take advantage of all the device capabilities, like the camera or the contact list. Although the platform-specific apps tend to create the best user experience, updates to the app are not a one-and-done push like mobile websites. Each platform needs to be addressed separately, and updates are pushed, then downloaded by the user. Something to consider with mobile apps is that the mobile market is fragmented, and you will most likely be supporting multiple platforms. However, they do ensure the fastest, most reliable user experience. The following slides will give you an idea of what your development options are when considering a mobile app. And you have a few that include a platform-specific native app, a mobile web app, or tackling the best of both worlds with a hybrid app. Some of the most critical reasons why native development is chosen are performance, security, intuitiveness of the user interface, access to rich features of a given device, and the ability to work offline. A binary executable image is downloaded and stored on the file system of the mobile device, and the code is executed by the specific operating system. Distribution is available through a specific app store, and once downloaded, the app launches from the home screen. Native apps have the operating system's APIs that allow native apps like Skype to leverage phone features like the contact list and video. Looking at web apps, these are written with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and the code is executed by the browser instead of the operating system, which provides more flexibility for maintenance, updates, and reach. You can access web apps in many ways, such as directly typing the URL into your browser, clicking a hyperlink, scanning a QR code, or choosing to save the app as an icon to your home screen. A mobile web app can hide the browser bar, be touch optimized, have an icon just like a native app, and although web apps can offer some offline availability depending on development, an internet connection is typically needed to ensure a good user experience. There are some web apps on the market now that make it hard to determine if it's native or not. Taking a look at the YouTube apps, YouTube does have a web app and a native app. If you haven't used either one of these YouTube apps, I recommend checking them out and try them both to see what differences you uncover. Hybrid apps are the best of both worlds and have the benefits of a web app and a native app. The reason hybrid apps are viewed as the best of both worlds, as I just mentioned, is because these apps are in native wrappers, which basically means embedded HTML code resides in a platform-specific application like iOS. Hybrid apps will function offline as well. With that said, web portions can be downloaded from the web or packaged within the app, so keep that in mind when you need areas to work offline. These apps can potentially reduce app development costs and, more importantly, enable access to device-side functionality. Hybrid apps mimic native apps, can be distributed through the app marketplace, but are fundamentally web apps that are run via the browser control on the mobile device. Do from Salesforce.com is a nice hybrid app example that was written in HTML5, which leverages device features and synchronizes between the web and the iPhone. There is more information concerning each development approach, and in some cases, benefits of one will blend with another. So let's strip it down into a quick comparison chart that lines up each approach with some strong business requirements. If you must take advantage of device APIs to utilize something like the phone's camera, you should think about a native app or a hybrid app. In this chart, only one approach requires a constant internet connection, and if this is needed, a web app is your solution. Native development is more expensive because you work with one platform at a time for maintenance and updates. However, it is the fastest and most reliable experience as well. If you want to avoid the App Store approval process, you can do so with a web app, or if you are developing a hybrid app for Android, you can also leverage the iOS developer program to host and distribute iOS apps through a corporate branded storefront, just like GE, IBM, and Genentech. These are just a few high-level requirements that could help shape your development decisions. If you're curious about the actual process to build a native app on a popular platform, let's take a look at Apple, Android, and BlackBerry. Apple requires you to pay a one-time fee of $99 to register as an Apple developer. You will then need to download their SDK, program your app in Objective-C, and submit it to iTunes for store approval. Android requires you to pay a one-time fee of $25 to register as an Android developer. You'll also download their SDK, install the Java plugin for Eclipse, program your app in Java with the ability to include some C or C++, then submit it to the Android market. Lastly, BlackBerry will ask you to create a vendor account for the price of $200. A PayPal account is required for this, and you'll be forced to set one up if you don't have one already. You will then download the BlackBerry SDK, install the Java plugin for Eclipse, and program your app in Java. Mobile is a fast-moving space, and you do not have to do everything. Think about your structure, who your audience is, what devices they're using, and what your business requirements are to develop a smart, cost-effective mobile strategy. Some things to keep in mind are the increasing fragmentation with an array of new mobile devices being offered to consumers, improved HTML5 and complementary technologies, which are increasing usage of open standard APIs, allowing the mobile touch web to grow, and it's making it easier to avoid native development. Flexible development will offer you low cost, faster updates, and larger reach. And lastly, since mobile is moving so fast, ongoing evaluation is necessary. Ask yourself if your business needs have changed, what infrastructure can support new and existing goals, and ultimately define your approach. You're not alone if mobile feels too complicated, or you're not sure where to start, but it is an area that you should be paying attention to. Here is a simple guide to determine what approach may work for you, and what area you can really start to investigate. If your workforce will be in the field, but in buildings that have restrictions or spotty internet connections, an app working offline would be very important to your business. Your sales team may have a different mobile device from your warehouse workers, but a solution is needed to address some issues surrounding, let's say, inventory and ordering. So offering a mobile solution that can be accessed by multiple devices is desirable. Perhaps you need to leverage the rich device features of an iPad or an iPhone. The point is, every business has different reasons to offer more mobile solutions, and this requirement guide should help get the conversation started from cross-platform capabilities. I just want to say thank you for your time today, and I hope this presentation provided useful information on the mobile landscape for enterprise. For more information or to speak with us about how we can help you with your mobile initiatives, feel free to give us a shout. Ayantek is a digital agency that develops solutions through a combination of strategic thought leadership and exceptional user experiences with industry-leading technologies.
All right. Thank you, James. Good job. And thank you for joining us this afternoon. If you have any questions, please check out our website at www.ayantek.com. Email us at info@ayantek.com. Contact us via Facebook, Twitter, and thank you for stopping in.
Thanks, Barry.